With there now being over 800 Pokemon and a bunch of types to choose from, everyone has their favorite Pokemon of every single type, and I am no different. A lot of you guys have been asking for this video for a very long time, so I thought why not just deliver it to you guys and go over my favorite Pokemon of each type. This isn't an opinionated video, it's just literally my personal preference, so you can't now go at me in the comments this time, I'm just saying. Anyway, don't hesitate to drop a comment down below about the video, and if you found it interesting or not. Don't forget to leave a like on this video too to show your support, and I'll be sure to bring out a new video very shortly. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already to keep up to date, and follow my Twitter to updates about the channel. Both of those links can be found in the description down below. Now, without further ado, let's get into the video, and I really hope that you guys enjoy. So starting things off, we have the bug type, and like all these videos where I go over all the types, I'm not going to be going into extensive detail on every single type because there are a lot to go over. Anyway, bug is up first, and my favorite bug type is actually something pretty new to the Pokemon scene, and that is Vikavolt. I love its design, it looks insane. And, you know, it's got an amazing special attack stat. It's not the fastest guy on the block, it's fine though, because he looks amazing. How can you not love Vikavolt? He just literally sends Butterfree and Beedrill and, you know, everything other bug to the Shadow Realm easily. Vikavolt is amazing, I absolutely love it. Next up, we have the Dark-type Pokemon, and for me, an evolution is already making the headlines because my favorite Dark-type Pokemon is Umbreon. Ever since Pokemon Colosseum came out, I fell in love with them. Well, I mean, I fell in love with Umbreon and Espeon in Johto anyway in those games, but Colosseum it was just the icing on the cake. Getting like the ability to start with Umbreon and Espeon in double battles was absolutely wild, and it just made me love the game that much more. And Umbreon is an amazing looking Pokemon. Its shiny looks amazing. It looks amazing in general. It's just the bulkiest Pokemon going. I absolutely love Umbreon, and I know a lot of people do as well. It's easily one of my favorite evolutions as well. Umbreon is just amazing. Just good for you, Umbreon. Next up, we have the Dragon-type Pokemon, and for me, my favorite Dragon-type Pokemon is Haxorus. I love the design of Haxorus. I think its shiny looks even better, and the fact that they didn't give this Mega Evolution in Gen 5 and they instead give it to Mega Audino is always a reason that I don't like Mega Audino, and I feel like Haxorus, you know, it's so close to being amazing. It's already really good, but if it got Mega Evolution, I think a Mega Haxorus would look absolutely insane. And if they ever do bring back Mega Evolutions to Pokemon, just please give Haxorus one. He deserves it. Out of all Gen 5, you give it to Mega Audino. There's like Haxorus, Krookodile, there's so many good Gen 5 Pokemon out there. Please give him a Mega Evolution. I beg Game Freak. I'm begging. Next up, we have the Electric types, and my favorite Electric type Pokemon is Luxray. Again, just with the Mega Evolution with Haxorus, I think Luxray definitely deserve one. I think when they make Diamond and Pearl remakes, I think they're gonna give one to Luxray, because Mega Luxray would be insane, and it could also be the first ever Dark Electric type Pokemon, because it already gets a bunch of Dark type moves, so that'd easily be stabbed. It looks like a Dark type Pokemon, and its shiny looks even better. I absolutely love Luxray, and ever since I saw Shinx at the start of Diamond and Pearl, I knew that I had to have one, and had to just love it forever, because Shinx is an amazing Pokemon, and Luxray just does it justice by being its final evolution. I love Luxray. I just love him. Next up, we have the Fighting type Pokemon, and for me, my favorite Fighting type Pokemon has to be Lucario. Lucario just looks insane. I love the fact that it can be run as a special attacker, a physical attacker. Its Mega Evolution is insane. I like the fact that the first time we ever got introduced to Mega Evolution in Gen 6, when we first ever used it, was on Lucario. And how can you not love Lucario? He's just an amazing Pokemon. The Steel typing is really awesome as well. He just ticks all the boxes for an amazing Fighting type Pokemon, which is why for me, it's my favorite Fighting type Pokemon. Next up, we have the Fire types coming in, and my favorite Fire type Pokemon is Arcanine. You know, this thing looks absolutely wild. I love the fact that it was supposed to be a legendary Pokemon. It looks like a legendary Pokemon, but Moltres was just like, nah pal, I'm joining my bird friends, get out of here, run on the land. I'll be the legendary. And Arcanine was like, alright, fair enough, but I'm still amazing. It gets intimidating, it's bulky, it hits hard, it gets E-speed. It looks absolutely beautiful, and the only problem with Arcanine for me is whenever I get a Growlithe, you have to like level it up quite a lot so it learns some decent moves before evolving it into Arcanine, because it doesn't really learn many good moves as an Arcanine apart from obviously E-speed. And you know, I love Growlithe Arcanine. I always got one in Gen 1 unless I got obviously Charmander as my star Pokemon, but Arcanine, Growlithe, I love them. Favorite Fire type Pokemon. Next up is the flying type Pokemon. You're probably wondering if you're, come to my streams a lot, you're like, why is Charizard not on the fire type? Well, because he's also a flying type, which is why he's my favorite flying type Pokemon. Charizard for me is the most nostalgic Pokemon I've ever had, because I always chose it in Gen 1. I mean, I've completed Gen 1 like 50 plus times. It must be in my like whole, time on this earth, and I must have picked Charmander a good like 35 out of 50 times of those playthroughs, just because I absolutely love it. You're a kid and you see a fire breathing lizard that evolves into like a dragon. I know it's not a dragon, but it looks like a dragon. Like, how are you not gonna pick that? Yeah, Bulbasaur and Squirtle are really cool, I'm a big fan, but Charizard is just amazing. It's perfect. And he is part fire and flying, which is why he did make the fire Pokemon, because Arcanine is only fire, and then flying, he's part flying. So that's why I love Charizard as my favorite flying type Pokemon. Next up, we have Ghost, and my favorite Ghost type is Aegislash. Aegislash is an insanely cool Pokemon. It's a sword and a shield. How can you not love that? A lot of people forget that it's a Ghost type. Everyone just thinks it's like a steel sword, but it is obviously part Ghost type as well. And Aegislash for me is amazing. King's Shield is such a broken move, makes this Pokemon even better than it is. And how can you not love Aegislash? I'm all about that medieval stuff. I love RPG games. So when I saw a sword and shield Pokemon, I was like, okay, sword and shield, how's that going to work? And then it turned out to be an Aegislash, which is absolutely wild, which is why I love Aegislash. Next up, we have the grass type Pokemon, and for me, my favorite grass type Pokemon is Rowlet. I loved Rowlet anyway when it first was introduced in Pokemon Sun and Moon, but since he's like obviously made a scene in the anime, and he's always flying into Ash's backpack, he's just the most comedy Pokemon ever. How can you not fall in love with Rowlet if you watch the anime? Part of me wants him to evolve into Decidueye, because it'd be insane for Ash to own a Decidueye, his first ever ghost type Pokemon, but at the same time, we're gonna lose that little Rowlet, having a little comfy time in his backpack. It's just, I don't know, I think a part of my heart would like, break a little bit if that happened. But Rowlet I absolutely love. Decidueye is amazing as well, but Rowlet, just little bow tie, turns his little heads around, his little owl. I love Rowlet so much. Rowlet is my favorite grass type Pokemon. Next up, we have the ground type Pokemon, and ground is probably my least favorite type, so it was quite difficult to pick this, but then I was like, hang about, Pokemon Stadium 2 minigames, and I remember the Donphan game, where you're like going around in the circle trying to race each other, and it just made me fall in love with Donphan all over again. I used to play that all the time with my brother growing up, and Donphan just looks insane. I love Phanpy as well. Donphan's really cool. It's a really nice spin, hazard remover, and I just love that minigame so much. It just made me fall in love with Donphan even more, which is why Donphan is my favorite ground type Pokemon. Next up, we have the Ice-type Pokemon, and for me, my favorite Ice-type Pokemon is Lapras, and that's because of two reasons. The first is I was a big fan of the Loch Ness Monster growing up. I loved the idea that a dinosaur was living in Loch Ness, that was a very rare sighting, it was a very rare mystery, and I loved everything that surrounded it. And obviously, Lapras is kind of a little bit based on a plesiosaur, which obviously is what the Loch Ness Monster is supposed to be, so that made me love it, of course. And then when we got one for free in obviously Generation 1 off the in Silphco, that would just make like you actually get one for free on your team. Like that's the cherry on top. I mean, Lapras is such a cool Pokemon. I love the design of it, and also Ash's Lapras as well made me fall in love with it even more. The baby Lapras, and then Ash obviously sees it later, fully grown, and it's like reunited. Yeah, I love Lapras so much. Lapras is such a cool Pokemon. Next up, we have the normal type Pokemon, and do you even have to ask? Do you really though? Of course it's my boy Eevee. Eevee is my favorite Pokemon in just every way, shape or form. I love the fact that it is the cutest thing ever. I love the fact that it can evolve into so many different Pokemon. Its name's a palindrome. Whenever a new generation comes out, there's always the possibility for Eevee to evolve once more. When Gen 8 comes out, my fingers are crossed for that Dragon-type evolution, because I think it'd be absolutely wild. To be fair, any evolution I would love. I don't care what typing it is, just a new evolution I would absolutely fall in love with. But how can you not love it? It also gets its own like Z move as well, and that is like the best animation as well for that Z move. Like, how can you not love Eevee? Some people say it's overrated, but it's just the best. Like, Eevee, I love it. That is why Eevee's my favorite normal type Pokemon. Next up is the Poison type Pokemon, and for me, my favorite Poison type Pokemon is Naganadel, and Naganadel is my favorite Poison type because it looks absolutely wild. I love that it's Dragon Poison. I know it's not a brand new type because of Dragology and everything like that, but Naganadel is my favorite Ultra Beast, and it looks insane. It hits very, very hard. And it's funny that, like, after all of these generations, a new generation can come out and it can easily, like, a Pokemon in that generation can easily become one of your, favorite Pokemon. It's wild how Pokemon does that. Like, a lot of people think they're running out of ideas and stuff, but like I say, with Rowlet, that was Gen 7, Vikavolt was Gen 7, obviously Naganadel's Gen 7. The fact that all these Gen 7 Pokemon are making my list just shows that they're not running out of ideas. They're actually still coming up with really, really cool Pokemon, and I love Naganadel, so that's my favorite Poison type. Coming up next, we have the Psychic type Pokemon, and evolutions are knocking on the door again. You probably already knew this was coming if you saw Umbreon earlier on in the video, but Espeon is my favorite Psychic type Pokemon. It's my favorite evolution, just a little bit more than Umbreon. Just love Espeon that little bit more. The same reasons as Umbreon, really. The Colosseum, I loved them in Johto, but yeah, like I say, Colosseum really just made me fall in love with Espeon that much more. Having it as a starter Pokemon, it's just the best and best ever. 2 evolutions, like how can you not love that starter Pokemon and the double battles, everything like that. Absolutely love Espeon. It's my favorite Psychic type, and that is, why it's on this list. Next up, we have the Rock type Pokemon, and for me, my favorite Rock type Pokemon is Tyranitar. Tyranitar is an absolute unit. I love its Pokedex entries, I love its design, I love its Mega Evolution, I love its moves, it's bulky, it gets the sand up. So many good things about Tyranitar, I absolutely love it. And, Rock type is another one of those types I'm not really too keen on, but, Tyranitar, you can't not love Tyranitar. It's absolutely wild, I absolutely love it, which is why Tyranitar is my favorite Rock type Pokemon. My favorite Steel type Pokemon is up next, and that is Metagross. Metagross, for the same reasons as Tyranitar, looks amazing, has an insane Mega Evolution. I love the fact as well that his Mega Evolution is like combined parts of all of its evolution, so it has like Beldum and Metang all on Metagross's Mega Evolution. I really, really like that. I think that's a really cool idea, and I don't know if you guys know that, but there's a little fact for you. If you didn't know it, you're welcome. But Metagross is absolutely wild. I love shiny hunting with my Metagross as well. It's just, I love it. That's why I love Metagross. Coming up next, we have my water type favorite, and that is Greninja. I love Greninja so much. Seeing it in the anime made me love it even more. Picking it in Generation 6, Greninja is a really, really good Pokemon. It has an amazing ability. There's Ash Greninja, the design of it, the shiny of it, it's my favorite shiny Pokemon by far. I love dark shinies, and Greninja with the dark coloring, the red tongue, it looks absolutely insane. I absolutely love it. But, it's an awesome Pokemon. How can you not love Greninja? Finishing things off though, we have the Fairy type Pokemon, and for me, my favorite Fairy type is actually the first legendary Pokemon making it onto today's video, and it is Xerneas. Xerneas is my first ever shiny legendary Pokemon that I caught in Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. I've got shiny legendaries before, but that's off Wonder Trade, so they're probably hacked. This was my first ever legit, I did it all, I soft reset for it, I got it myself. Xerneas is such a cool Pokemon. Its shiny looks incredible as well, but Xerneas is just such a majestic Pokemon. I love everything about it. When I first played Pokemon X, I loved catching it, I loved having it on my team, and it's just such a cool Pokemon. But with that, it does wrap up today's video. I really hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I did making it. If you did enjoy the video though, please do leave a like. I would really appreciate it. Also, I would love to hear your guys' opinions too on this video. I know it's quite a hefty comment to write, obviously all the different types and your favorite of each, but hey, if you want to get involved with the video that much more, please do let me know, because I am really, really interested. I do also have a couple top 5s coming onto your screen in a second, so be sure to give them a watch if you do have the time, and be sure to subscribe as well if you did enjoy this video or you do enjoy my content. That's everything from me though, so thank you so much for watching, guys. Have an amazing rest of your day, and I will see you all in the next video.